What's going on, guys? This is Kyle Harvey here, your music and tech editor, and I'm here with some R&B legends. I think it'd be safe to say, man. I'm here with the fellas of Jagged Edge, man. How you guys doing, man? If anyone knows that, the R&B, early 2000s, they should be aware with Jagged Edge. They're on their 8th album right now. You guys are doing a lot of good stuff. People remember Let's Get Married, The Promises, But now we're coming up on this project called J.E. Heartbreak 2. So why are we waiting 14 years instead of 15? Number one. But I mean, just like where you guys at right now, because, renaming this after a classic R&B most people would consider is pretty telling.
We call it this album J.E. Heartbreak 2 because it's like you said, at the point we put out J.E. Heartbreak, the first one, it was a special time in R&B. R&B, I feel like it was speaking for and to a lot of people, whereas now it's almost alienating people. Right. So I feel like we felt like to come back at this time when the type of music that we make we feel like was missing and is needed, we might as well give them that landmark, with name brand title. Jump started. The people who love that album will come to this album just because of that album. And once they get there, they'll see that in terms of where we are musically, we feel like we are where music is missing, you know what I'm saying? In terms of the feeling, in terms of talking about things that are more relatable other than sex.
That's a great point though, because you bring up a good subject, because I think right now R&B has an internal battle between love and lust. Yeah. And how do we sing that? Talk to me about coming back together with JD and just seeing the progress that he's made, but also with you and your sound. What can people be expecting going forward on this project?
Well, in terms of coming back with JD, we never really left. Musically, we was always on the same page. At this point in time, our 8th album, we've had the opportunity to work with, countless producers. Yeah. But something that we do with JD, it's that thing that you can't you don't even know what it's called. It's just chemistry. Like, we get in the same room and it happens.
When I think of R&B quartets, R&B groups, right, a top 10 is pretty, it's not the biggest. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I think most people would consider, like, you got your Boys to Men and your Jodeci might be A1 or A2. Right, but there was the 112s, there was Drew Hill. We just saw Cisco's performing in Brooklyn. Yeah. But it seems though the competition in with an R&B is not there. I hear a lot of tracks where people, the same type of artists, collaborating a lot on it too. So I mean, how do you guys feel about the current R&B scene? And more importantly, are boy bands becoming a novelty?
That term boy band has always bothered us. I don't know about other guys who get called that, because number one, we ain't boys. It's not a band. You know what I mean? And we always felt like when we're even at our youngest point in this game, we sang about mature things, you know what I mean? And we sang them in a mature way.
Well, maybe something's more accurate of just saying R&B group.
And I agree with that. I mean, it's less and less quartets every year, but it seems like that's been happening now for what, 10 years now, you know what I mean? So I think it's about time for us to have a resurgence, you know what I mean? And not just Jagged Edge, and not just quartets, but R&B music, and that message is not just raunchy, not just, to the point. Like, you got to finesse a subject sometimes, you know what I mean?
You can't hit home runs every time.
Right.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying?
Realistically, nobody.
You cheating if you are. You're on that pool hole. So, no, it's not true. The new single is Hope. Do you think a song like that naturally sticks out with this, this time right now with an R&B?
There's so many songs on the radio that are, that are bashing men or, these girls ain't loyal or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, at the end of the day, we just want to put hope back in women. Like, let them know that, you might have been through 2 or 3 or 4 different bad relationships or whatever. But I mean, the next one is not shouldn't be that. You know what I mean? Like, ultimately, there still are some good men out here, and we just want to put hope back into women, man. You know what I mean? Even the whole, the percentage. We were doing numbers one week, and the percentage of single mothers. You know what I mean? Like, ultimately, it's just alarming. Right. You know what I mean? And like, saying that's a strong woman to be able to raise a child by herself and still try to be successful and all that, whatever. So we're just trying to put the mission of hope back in everybody, honestly.
Real fam, look, Jagged Edge here in the studio, man. Thank y'all.
Yeah.